Hello guys, how's everyone doing? Today I am reviewing the Scarab tank as part of the Arena Wars DLC for GTA Online. It can be purchased for $3,076,290 or $2,313,000 for the trade price if you complete enough arena events. This tank comes with the ability to carry 4 people. It has a lot of armor and a 50 cal machine gun. However, this gun, it's not really that good. I will show that a little later. It can carry all the new mines including EMP, kinetic, spike, sticky, and slick. The tank also has the ability to carry a front ram or a scoop. I recommend the scoop. I'll show that a little later as well. It does have a jump ability like most of the other arena vehicles and has a boost ability, including the new shunt boost, which boosts you either to the left or the right side. I just recommend the regular 100% boost for better speed. This tank is very fast for being a tank, but in the end, you're going to be spending millions on this vehicle. The first thing that I wanted to test when I purchased and customized this new tank was if it's faster than the APC and the Kanjali. We already know that the Kanjali is faster than the Rhino, but how does it compare to the Kanjali and the APC? Well, in a race right here, you guys can see the Kanjali and the APC have no chance against the Scarab in a speed test. This is now the fastest tank in the game. This is faster than both the APC and the Kanjali. I was actually really surprised by this. I didn't expect it to have such a huge speed advantage over the APC. And I also did a second test. In my second test, I wanted to give the APC a 2-second head start just to see how easily the Scarab could catch up to it. And the Scarab has no problem catching up to the APC. Even when my friend starts up early here, I pass him before we even hit half the runway. When I first found out that the Scarab tank has both the option of having a ram and a scoop, I wanted to test both of them to see if there was any difference. And from my testing, I found that the scoop, it's good at pushing generally everything out of the way. Sometimes it'll get stuck on a vehicle here and there, but it'll generally push everything out of the way. In comparison, the ram, it's really good at pushing smaller vehicles out of the way, but when it encounters a larger vehicle like a van or a truck, it struggles, and it will often crash. So I personally recommend the scoop. I just think it's better on pushing other vehicles out of the way. In terms of weapons, the 50 cal machine gun on the Scarab, it's pretty bad. It's just one machine gun on the top, not dual 50 cal machine guns like in other vehicles, and it took me 24 seconds to blow up a Duke of Death. And because the machine gun is on top of the tank, it's pretty difficult to aim this. Since the tank does not have the greatest agility because it's a tank, this would make the machine gun very hard to use in missions, especially if you're doing a mission like Headhunter. I tried to do this with Headhunter to see how effective it would be, and it was a nightmare on Headhunter. I had such a hard time hitting the enemy vehicle. I finally hit it enough times that it exploded, but it was so difficult to aim with this thing. You know, this thing, it should have had a remote control turret in my opinion, because this tank, it's very big and it's very easy to get blown up, especially in Arena Wars. I'll show the Arena Wars battle at the end, but you know, the tank, it really should have had a remote control machine gun in my opinion, because that would have been a good way to balance it out. The Kanjali, you know, that has a remote control machine gun. It's controlled by a passenger. Even if a passenger controlled the remote control machine gun, it would be better than this thing. The 50 cal machine gun on the top is just terrible, and they don't even give you an option of having a minigun or a 50 cal machine gun. They either give you a rusty 50 cal machine gun or a clean 50 cal machine gun. Another really disappointing thing about this tank is I was really hoping you would be able to connect an AA trailer to it, but unfortunately you can't. The back of this tank, it has a winch. It's not able to connect to an AA trailer. It looks like it would be, but it's not. It doesn't have a hook like in the other vehicles. It really should be able to connect an AA trailer because, you know, that would give it another form of firepower. That's what I was really hoping for. Since the 50 cal machine gun was pretty bad, I was hoping I would be able to connect like an AA trailer. We were going to be able to use like a flak cannon and give this thing some power. Unfortunately, you're not able to connect an AA trailer to it. You're not able to hook up anything with this tank. Additionally, this vehicle cannot be used in heists. I found that pretty disappointing. I don't understand the reasoning for it. It's just like the Gargoyle Death Bike. I'm curious if any of these arena vehicles can actually be used in heists. Gonna thoroughly test that, but kind of disappointing how you can't use this thing in heist. I mean, what is the reasoning for that? Why can't you? It's a personal vehicle. You should be able to be used in heist. It's not like it's gonna break heist or something like that. It's not even that powerful of a vehicle. A few good things about this tank is that it can carry 4 people. I was a little shocked by this. I didn't expect to be able to carry 2 extra people in the back, but the more people you can carry is definitely a plus. And another good thing about this tank is that you can use drive-by weapons with it. So instead of using the terrible 50 cal machine gun, you can use all the typical drive-by weapons. You can just use an AP pistol and aim all around 360. The enemy can't shoot you from the back. This is definitely a step up from the Kanjali and the Rhino, because in those tanks, you can't use drive-by weapons. In a damage resistance test, I wanted to see if this tank has bulletproof windows, and unfortunately it doesn't. No part of the tank is safe, so you can get shut out anywhere in the front. In the back, you can't get shut out because there's no windows there, but unfortunately it doesn't have bulletproof windows. If we're going to spend millions of dollars on this tank, then at least please give us bulletproof windows. And finally, in a damage resistance test right here, this tank can take a total of 6 RPGs. Pretty good armor for that. I was really scared that this tank was only going to take 1 RPG, but I was surprised that it was able to take 6, so that's definitely a plus. Now the final question is this tank good in the arena? In my opinion, no it's not. Whenever I play against this tank in the arena, I generally go for this tank first, and the reason I go for this tank is because it's big, it's a big target to hit, and it doesn't have good agility. It doesn't have good agility. People that are driving it can't react as fast as other vehicles, so it's actually really easy to blow this tank up. If you plan on using this tank at all in the arena, just stay away from the bomb mode. Whatever you do, do not play the bomb mode with this tank. It's the absolute worst with this. It's a nightmare with this. In the bomb mode, people are carrying the bomb, and when they touch another player, they transport the bomb to them, and then the bomb has a timer. It goes off and eliminates people. This tank, I've never seen this tank win the bomb mode, not even once. Probably the best drivers couldn't win the bomb mode with this tank. It's so slow, doesn't have good agility. The other vehicles can easily touch it from behind and can get away from it, and the tank will get blown up. Stay away from the bomb mode. In other game modes like Carnage, you might be able to do decent, you know, if you time your shots with a 50 cal machine gun, you hit enemies, but still it's at a huge disadvantage just because it's such a big tank. And in other modes like Tag Team, it's going to get blown up pretty quickly. Spectator drones will blow it up pretty quickly. RC cars smash into this thing and blow it up. I mean, just take a look at how quickly I got blown up right here in Tag Team.
The machine gun turrets. Oh, somebody is going to be hurting after that head-on collision.
And here we come to our pros and the cons. And the pros are, it's the fastest tank in the game. The APC, the Kanjali, and the Rhino have no chance against this thing. This thing will easily beat it in a race. Another pro is it can carry 4 people. That's definitely a plus. They didn't need to add the extra 2 seats in the back, but the fact that it can carry more people is definitely a plus in my book. And it can use drive-by guns. So you can use drive-by guns in this tank. You're not limited to that terrible 50 cal machine gun. If you want, you can use the AP pistol. I would just use the AP pistol instead of the 50 cal machine gun personally. And it has a good front scoop. Again, I recommend the scoop over the Ram. The Ram, it might be quicker for smashing smaller vehicles out of the way, but the scoop doesn't really have a problem when it hits like larger vehicles, but the Ram, it's gonna have a problem when it hits larger vehicles. And it has good armor in free mode. Notice how I labeled it good armor in free mode and not good armor. The reason is because in free mode it can take 6 RPGs like I showed you guys, but in the arena, not really good. In the arena, it can get blown up pretty quickly. And the cons are, it's very expensive. You're going to be spending millions of dollars on this thing. $3 million just if it's not with the trade price. Even with the trade price, $2,300,000 around there, still a lot of money. You're probably going to be looking at spending at least $4 million on this thing. You have no bulletproof windows in this tank. That's really a big disappointment. It's a tank. It's an armored vehicle. You pay this much for armor. You should have bulletproof windows. I don't understand the reasoning for that. Why couldn't the tank have bulletproof windows? It has a terrible machine gun. The 50 cal machine guns on the front is just really, really bad. They could have added dual 50 cal machine guns, or they could have added a remote control machine gun. They should have added a remote control machine gun, in my opinion. That would have been a good balance to the tank, and it would have made it worth it to use in the arena. If you had a remote control machine gun, that would give that tank an advantage in the arena, and it would balance it out. But now, it's pretty bad in the arena with the weapons that it has in the armor. And it cannot hook an AA trailer. Kind of disappointing. Was really hoping that it would be able to hook an AA trailer. When you look at its back, it looks like it's going to be able to hook something up, but when you closely look at it, it's just a winch. It's not a hook, so you can't hook anything in the back. Should be able to hook an AA trailer. It cannot be used in heists. Can't use it in heists. I don't understand the reasoning for this. And the final con is it's not good in the arena. I mean, if you find a good use for it in the arena, let me know in the comments down below. But I've used this thing in multiple matches in the arena, and I have not found a good use for it. I haven't ever won first place in the arena using this thing, and I've gotten destroyed in the arena whenever I take this thing out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know what you think of this tank down below. If you guys enjoyed the review, drop a like. If you're new to my channel and enjoy my content, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.